Mute button. There we go. I almost forgot that. Hello, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the Friday night craft and chill out stream. Tonight is going to be more emphasis on the chill than the craft, I think. I am exhausted and I was passing out into a nap about 30 minutes ago. So I managed to get up, stumble in here, and get this set up. So that's good. Who do we got here? We got Hi, It's Me. Yes, you were the first one today. Hi, it's me. Pants, kind of optional. Pinned comment, maybe later. Notification, awesome. Got that one. Yeah, today has been an interesting day. That's all I'm gonna say. It's been a lot of running around today. I need this caffeine right here. I had to deal with some leasing issues that got sorted out. I had to deal with some bank stuff. Had to pick up some medication for someone. Had to go to work. Did some painting, so that was a little tiring, but not too bad. Like, house painting, just a little bit. I can't even remember the other stuff I did. The whole day has just been, I got some cool stuff in. And, I got to assembling and dealing with some of that, and that was really cool. Tired, yeah, man. Back in America. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Awesome. Got this little, I don't know, some of the stuff bugs me a little bit, but it's coming out pretty cool. Little miniature FDM 3D printer. It's all wood and foam. Yeah, it's coming out pretty good, man. I don't know, some of the, this stuff is to scale, but I need a different size roundies for some of this stuff, and it's working fine. I need to stop being so anal. Wow, lungs tumors removed. Okay, well, let's hope that they got them. So I've been on a 3D printing kick, as the sign might indicate. This is a 3D printed sign, and it's looking pretty snazzy, pretty smooth. Like I said, I've been extremely impressed with the way the newer generations of the 3D printers have been working. They've been really, even though it's FDM, and they're not perfect by any means. You still have layer lines and there's a little stringing and stuff, but they are so much better than what I was using before. So I was using an old Ender 3, and now I have some of the Bamboo Labs printers that are amazing. Briscoe, how you doing, Briscoe? Yeah, you don't say. No kidding with the 3D printing, right? This is... There we go. We got the Dummy 13. That's the fancier one. This is the Easy. Oop, he's a little limp. But these are pretty cool. Yeah, Fat Red Foo, plural, printers. So something pretty cool happened. Let's see, who's in here? Eduardo, what's up, Eduardo? Thanks for coming by. Briscoe, thanks for coming through, Briscoe. I think I said hello already, Briscoe, but my brain is messed up. Mr. Wonderful, Travis. How you doing, Travis? I think Travis, don't you, I don't know if you're still in here, but don't you have some Bamboo Labs printers? I think you do. But man, I've been really digging them. So I bought the Bamboo A1 Mini, which is their small printer, and I got the multicolor system for it as well. And I was super impressed with it for a small printer, or really for any printer. It was better than any FDM printer I've used before, just the features and everything. But like I said, it's been years since I updated. And I don't have everything set up for this yet. I still have to go through and do some of the paperwork. But Bamboo, I wrote them saying how much I like their printer. And we had a little conversation, and they sponsored me with some really cool stuff. So they hooked me up with another printer, and it's a nice one that I'm going to be using for a lot of my stuff. And I think it's really cool because I get stuff sometimes. You know, companies ask me to do like Amazon videos for. But this was something that I was super impressed with the product, and it goes into the diorama stuff. And it's a company like was a few companies that I would really like to get sponsored by, and this was one of them because Bamboo printers are freaking awesome. I mean, they are just super cool. And I'll turn the camera a little bit. I'll get it all set up eventually, but you could probably see in the background. This is kind of small, so I'll make it a little bit bigger. That thing right there, which is insane. It's the Bamboo X1 Carbon, which is the multicolor, fully enclosed, way fancier than I would have bought probably, but is gonna be able to do some super amazing stuff. I already did some sample prints on it. I just got it today. I was super excited. So super cool. It's Saturday morning. We're crafting and chilling. Yeah, Ed, that's what we're doing. I'm trying to get to the crafting part. I'm a little sluggish today. Cool, right? Yeah, man. Super cool. Super cool. And I've been wanting to, guys, I've been using the laser cutter a lot for parts and pieces and some other projects I've been working on. I'm sure some of you already have kind of caught on, but we're going to be doing, have a little announcement for a little item that we were working on Hella Dope Toys on Sunday. So on their show on Sunday, I'll be on there. And there might be a little something going up for sale, and at a fairly reasonable price point too. Small item, but very cool for some toy photography or some dioramas. What's up, my brothers? What's going on, Ed? I could work on... Oh, have you guys ever seen any of these? I'm sure you have. I did one of these. This was on the little 3D printer. These freaking dragons. Print-in-place toys. They've gotten really popular. It's so cool how they're basically just interlocking chain links. We got some stackable parts trays. That's freaking awesome, dude. I needed those. Especially because we got some more of these little figure models. And I might put together some figures, like some of these little model kits. I might do that now. Or I might make something from scratch. Not really sure just yet. I'm going to keep drinking my tea and rambling a little bit. Finally, the Oz has come back to the Craft and Chill. Oz, how are you doing, man? Talking that shit again, huh? Oz, I am freaking exhausted right now, so I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. I'm on here, though. So I mean, I was showing the blockhead the other day. This is the Easy 13, and now I have printed out the upgraded version. I don't know if you were here earlier, but this is the dummy 13, dude, and it still has like, you know, crazy posability. And I've actually found out that these figures have been super popular amongst like artists and animators, and just because it can do, you know, such wild freaking poses. Now the only thing is these first few that I did, I printed totally out of PLA. So the internal frame, the black pieces, and the external armor was all PLA. Which is fine, but the problem is PLA will wear down when under pressure really easy, so the joints get loose pretty quick. Yeah, no, they're freaking sick, dude. But I bought some other types of plastic, and I have another one of these and another one of these right here. This is the easy one. And this is the dummy 13, and the internals on these other sets I printed are in PET G, which is supposed to be a little bit stronger for maintaining the stiffness in the joints. So a different type of plastic there. So when we build those, we'll see how that goes. And anyone who knows anything about 3D printing, you'll know what a benchy is. It's a benchmark print that shows the, you know, it has lots of, it prints really fast, number one, so it stresses the printer out, and then it has like these arches and tight corners and stuff that you can see how well the printer is performing. And this was on the A1 Mini, and this was on that new one that I just got sent today, the Carbon, and there's a clear increase in definition on the Carbon, which was impressive to me because I already thought the A1 Mini was like probably the best one I've seen, and this one is a significant improvement over that, so that's really cool. All right. Opened up one of my new ML skeletons, and it is great. The old Mythic Legions, huh? Very cool, very cool. Thor, how you doing, Thor? Troy Dotson, welcome, Troy Dotson. Briscoe says, Radnom, I have some video shorts for you to check out. Since everyone always asks you about what foam you use, I was wondering if you could check them out and see what you think. And maybe try some. I will, Briscoe. Briscoe, can you send me the video shorts to my Instagram to check out? If you have an Instagram, because I've never seen it, Briscoe. All this time, I've never once seen Briscoe's Instagram. I think I've known Briscoe now for at least 3 years. So... Don't know, dude. Do you have it working? All right. That was a bunch of stuff. A lot of words. A lot of words. Not a lot being said. Michael Dumas is here too. What is up, Michael Dumas? All the words, right? Fat Ray, this is hilarious. I'm looking at the chart. There's people joining, more people joining than there have been lately, and I have no idea what the heck I'm doing today. My brain is fried. Well, let's see. Let's do a poll. Let's see if we want to do, and I'll pick which one, but put together one of these already printed little model dudes, or maybe work on some random stuff. Okay, come on. All right, we got a poll. We got a poll going. Jay Gonzo, what's up, Jay Gonzo? How you doing, man? I want to see you build Radnom's world with featureless action figures running through a strange sci-fi environment. It's funny that you mentioned that, Oz, because that might be happening really, really soon. Something like that might be happening soon. There's a lot of interesting stuff that's probably going to be coming up. Using a lot more 3D printing than I have, because I've used 3D printers for a long time, but my old 3D printer was just slow, and it was fantastic for what it was when I got it. But, you know, it was like 6 or 7 years old. The technology now is wild. I can just be at work and pick something off a menu on my phone, and it'll just start printing at home, and I could check the camera and see what it's doing. I mean, it's just not even remotely the same thing. Axion Fig says, sorry if I missed it, but what is going on with the wood foam thing you've been building? Yeah, I did mention it, but I'll talk about it again. There's a lot more people here now. So, yeah, on the Instagram Reels, and I'll put it up on YouTube Shorts and TikTok probably tomorrow. And it's funny because this is almost like an homage to my old 3D printer, which was an Ender 3, that is probably never going to get used again now that I have these newer printers, because they're easily 4 times faster, maybe 5 or 6 times faster on some things, and just super simple to use. So this thing right here is made of wood and little bits of styrofoam, and you basically have the printing platform, the hot end nozzle, this rail across here. I tried to put these just to kind of indicate rollers. It's not perfect, but you know, it's coming out okay. We got the power supply right back here, and you got your little LCD screen with the control knob, which is how the old Ender 3s were set up. There should be a little slot right here for an SD card, but you know, it's not going to reflect every single detail. But we're going to keep going. There's a little bit more detailing on this, and then we'll start painting it. It'll definitely look, you know, it goes... It's not totally exact to scale, but it's it'll work. So, now that's where we're at, Ed. And this platform in the middle here is funny. It's just one of the super jumbo popsicle sticks. Just a section of it chopped out. One of these guys. Need some black braces, rubber band. Yeah, I'm gonna need some kind of wiring for that, because normally there are some tubes coming from an extruder over to, an extruder over to the hot end, because this doesn't have a direct drive, they call it, where the drive is inside the hot end pulling the filament in. It's actually, there's a separate drive that pushes it through a tube into the hot end. So, but it's going to be wires and tubes either way. And of course I'll need a spot to put a spool, which maybe I'll put, maybe I won't. I don't know. It's already looking 3D printery enough that you can definitely look at it and be like, yeah, that's a 3D printer. Someone said a guillotine, and it did kind of look like a guillotine before I put some of the little details on there. Hair tie would be a little too thick, yeah. That might do in a pinch, though. Okay, so let's take a look at the poll. The poll has 11 votes. Wow, so assembled 3D printed dudes is at 45%, and random I don't know something is at 55%. So random I don't know something as of right now is winning. I'll give it another minute or two if someone wants to do a last minute vote in there, and I'm gonna listen to it because I really don't know what the random I don't know something would be. But I don't know. It'll be something. One more for the random I don't know something. Okay. All right, ending the poll. The random I don't know somethings seem to have it. Okay, I could do... Well, we've done a desk recently. I know. I got it. You could randomly put the figs together. That would be disingenuous, Fat Red. That would be disingenuous. I could, though. I totally could. And I think I know what I'm going to do, though. What is that word, Ed? Let's build another what? Let me check. Is the hot wire camera okay? Yep, hot wire camera's okay. You're right, Fat Red. True. A machine. You mean like a alien machine of some sort? Let me see what I got. Let me see what I got in the scrap bin down here. No, I don't think it's going to be a vehicle. Don't think it's going to be a vehicle. So, pretty much everyone probably saw this bandsaw that I did in the short series, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. Started it. Go over there. Go over there, dude. McDysentery, what's up, McDysentery? Deadpool figs make me jealous. Saw the movie and had no option to spend my money. This isn't even my figure, but I've had it for a long ass time now, so yeah, it's technically my friend's. Alright, let me see if I could find a quick picture on here. I think I'm gonna do... Hold on. Alright, let me go to the hot wire foam cutter and see if I could figure a couple of things out. Oh, and Mr. Wonderful, these are, they're FDM, dude. They're FDM. For sure. And you're here again. Mr. Wonderful, do you have Bamboo Labs printers? I was trying to figure that out. I think you do. I think you do. And I know you have some resin printers, but... Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm digging this. That is so smooth for a filament print. You're right. To the hot wire cam. All right. Anyone know which prints do better in hot weather conditions, filament or resin prints? Asks Jay Gonzo. So, I would say by default probably resin, but that's not true for everything. Filament prints come in many different plastics. The most basic one you have, like this stuff, is PLA, which is strong, pretty easy to print, lots of colors, works really good for lots of things, but does not do super great in high temperatures. Will melt, get brittle, degrade pretty quickly if it's exposed to sun especially. So they have, but there's different plastics you can print. You can print ABS on a filament printer, which is like, you know, parts for automotive, like dashboards and all the, you know, different bits, and super good in the heat and the sun for a plastic. They have different types of plastic, PETG. What's the other one? Yeah, some of these things even do like carbon fiber reinforced, which is absolutely wild. Haven't played with anything like that. But yeah, generally just the basic generic PLA that they print with filament 3D printers doesn't do super great outdoors. With resin, you know, I've never really messed with too much, but I haven't noticed any of my resin stuff getting especially gnarly. I see, yeah, I don't know. It might get brittle if it's overexposed to UV, but I'm not really sure with that. Does Deadpool scale with the Fancy Boy bot? No, not really. I mean, you know, sort of. The bot is small, but how big does a bot really have to be? I mean, a bot could be any size, so. But the bots generally are 5-inch. That's what they were designed to be printed in. Now, some people have printed these in crazy, like 300%, 500%, which is, you know, huge. All right, let me check some stuff here. Trim this down just a little bit more. Yeah, Fat Red, you're gonna trip on some of the stuff that's probably coming with some of those new printers. I found a bunch of models online, and I am working on trying to learn some new stuff and some new software instead of just Tinkercad, although Tinkercad is really cool. But I'm going to be doing some pre-built stuff, that other people have already made. I'm going to print some of that out. And I don't know if I can do some of that giant Stargate stuff I showed you guys. I mean, I might do some of it. I don't know. We'll see. That stuff, you're talking hundreds of hours of printing to get all that stuff going. But I did see some pretty detailed spaceships that really piqued my interest that I'm probably going to do something with. And once I get I got to get the affiliate links set up and everything, but like I said, they did sponsor me, so I'm going to have to make some content with their products. And I want to, because they're freaking awesome. So, yeah, I think I figured out something the other day when I was looking at this 3D printed stuff, and that is, a lot of people are like, they get really into the action figures and stuff. And action figures are cool, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like some of them. I really kind of like the Joy Toy Warhammer stuff I have, and the Mythical Legions, all that stuff. It is cool to me. I really do like Transformers, things I had when I was a kid, right? But I didn't get that super giddy, like, oh my god, I want my whole wall full of that stuff from them, like I did looking at spaceships, science fiction spaceship models. Like, freaked me out. I mean, these things are like super cool looking, intricate, kind of big, but yeah, they looked freaking awesome. Correct, Ed. Ed is correct. Fat Red, they have almost all the ships from The Expanse. Like, a lot of them. And they are not slacking at all on the detail department. Like, they are nice. And this printer, as well as my other little guy, but the little guy can't do it because the models are too big, prints multiple colors. So some of those Martian ships, wow, do they look good. Really, really good. You called it before the Hotwire cam, Ed? I didn't read that. Well, I pulled the bandsaw out, right? So after I pulled the bandsaw out, it was either going to be, because I mentioned before, drill press, planer, table saw. But not on this stream. Yeah, that was a while ago. But yeah, come on. If you're doing a shop, you got to have a table saw. Yeah, Fat Red, they have all that. They have all of that. You don't even need that. They have specific printable mounts for the ships and already designed like nameplates and stuff. It is It's very impressive. It's very impressive. As a matter of fact, to give you an idea, the guy who designed those is the same guy that did all that Stargate stuff I sent you. So that should tell you something. I don't have my laptop plugged in. That's the machine I said to Bill. Ed, yeah. Yeah, we're kind of seem to be right in the same space there with that stuff lately. Interlocking panels and make a life-size dial in your workroom that can be disassembled and stored if need be. My workroom is my bedroom, dude. What? Jesus. Yeah. Potentially. We could have, like, you know, one of the pods could be my bed. No, it's very cool. I need some stuff for the walls, so having the ships up on the walls would be very cool. The scale is way too big for me to do a space station or something like that right now. I mean, those ships are... they're big, you know? 3 feet. They're big. Radnom's lair, yeah. The other thing is I need room for tools. I'm about to pull out like a chair I have and potentially my old desk to set up the 3D printers. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm shifting away from some of the stuff I had in here for like the Amazon videos and moving back towards the diorama stuff again. I still feel like this tabletop is a little too thick, but I'm scared to cut it down now. That's all right. It could be chunky. It's not going to hurt anything. This is really plain looking, though. I wonder if there's something... I could do some tracks. I think I'm going to bevel or chamfer one of these edges real quick. Let's take a look at what that looks like. That could have been evener, but it'll work. Please random our master chair. Make the Professor Xavier's floating yellow chair. Yeah, that's doable. It would help if I had a Professor Xavier figure. I'll think about that, Eduardo. So I'm looking at this, and I kind of don't like that this is up to the edge. I feel like I should have set it in a little bit. So I'm going to do something goofy. I'm going to cut this and take a little piece out and put it together and glue it together. So let me remove a little bit of material there. You have Deadpool, yeah. Okay, what's going to be on the front of this thing? We're going to need a crank. Let's see if we got anything circular enough to be a crank. Does a neat trick. Yeah, we're gonna put some kind of panel there, so let me go slice up a panel or two real quick. Sawhorses are not a bad idea, Fat Red. Although I do think they'd probably be better made from wood than foam. I don't know. I actually don't think I thought about sawhorses. But not a bad idea. I was mainly thinking of a power tool shop, but I still have some sawhorses downstairs, and you know, if I have to use a handheld saw, even if it's power, like a circular saw or a jigsaw or something, sawhorses are nice to break out every now and then. Man, look at that. That already looks not too bad. Something's off, though. I can't... No. Let me get the T-cam. Well, I could make them out of foam. They just won't... They won't last. Like, the second you touch them, they're going to be very, very... yeah, fragile. know about that edge. Might look better with paint, though. Thank you, Jay Gonzo. Right, exactly, Ed. It needs a fence, too. I need to build a fence. But, yeah, once it has a couple of pieces of wood laying across it, it's going to look immediately totally cool. Maybe I'll build a crosscut sled. That would be kind of cool. What do I got going on the back? Nothing. I got nothing going on the back. What's this? Yep. We're just going to at least add this little guy for something. You know, I think we're just gonna glue this thing together, throw some paint on here, and see what it looks like. Already looks good, thank you. Yeah, need some 2x4s. Radnom, I hope you appreciate you just whipped that out of thin air and it looks great in a bit over an hour. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. It's pretty cool, I guess. I could have done a little more work on like I just glanced at a couple of photos on Google Image. If it's one thing that I know would usually help, although I could always make a second one and it would be a little bit more detailed. Reference. Looking at reference really is useful. Really, really is useful. I've never had a big table saw like this. I've always had like the little cheapos, you know, the square ones, like a skill saw. But I've always wanted a table saw like this. I don't have the room for it though. Maybe one day. Maybe one day when the random workshop gets set up, there will be a nice table saw in there. And since I'm getting older and more fumbly, it'll probably be one of those saw stop table saws. And maybe we'll do a stream where we do the hot dog test if that ever happens. Okay, fence. Let's go make a fence. The Mandalorian table? Huh. Frankenstein's operating table as well, right? A table saw, man. I don't have room for the table saw, Ed. That's the problem. That's the problem. Let's one thing at a time. I did, you know what? I forgot about it. I did actually get another tool, but it's for Amazon. It's not for my main socials. But you know what? While we're waiting for this to dry, I'll show it off. It's just a little deal. It's like a Dremel, but I was pretty impressed with it so far. Hold on. So a lot of these things are getting modernized, right? I have 3 Dremels at least. I might have a 4th if I still have my cordless one somewhere, but it's, you know, it's like the big clunky batteries. So I have companies that do email me, you know, and they want me to make an Amazon video for their product. They send me free products. Sometimes they send me a couple of bucks. Usually not too much, but you know, it is what it is. And this was one of those, and this one's a Tool Rhino. And actually, I was pretty surprised with this thing. I don't know, like I said, I haven't really run it through its paces yet. But it comes with all the usual Dremel bits that I'm sure I'll be putting to use. Because my Dremel stuff is downstairs in the garage, not up here. Because, you know, they're in toolboxes. They kind of feel like a tool, even though they're a light tool. This thing is, I don't know. Look, you double tap for it to come on. You got your speed control. It's got a light, so when you're old and blind, you can see what you're doing. And it's USB-C lithium-ion rechargeable. You know, so it's kind of just a lot more modern, and it's lighter and smaller than any of the Dremels I have. Of course, you might accidentally hit the button and start Dremeling yourself. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm gonna try this thing out pretty soon. But I just got that in the mail, so thought that was pretty neat. Okay, fence. Yeah, Ed, right? That's what I'm saying. It just seems like a little more user-friendly than the old school Dremels. I don't know if it's going to have as much power. You know, it's hard to tell. It definitely was, you know, it was motoring, but I don't know. I guess we'll see when I use it. It's got 3 speeds. It has 5 speeds, that one. Where are we at? Okay. I'm going to take a quick look here to see what else. Now, Ed, you said the power supply box. Would that be on the side or on the back usually? I feel like I might have already added panels where the power supply box would normally go. I guess we could just put something on the back. It could technically be behind one of these panels, though, really. Come on, turbo tacky glue. Turbo up already and dry. Freaking slow. Put too much on there, that's why. We could use a handle for the fence, but that's going to be tricky. How would I make that? Oh, I know what I'm going to do with this. See if we can get fancy. Oh! Well, I switched the cam because I meant to do that, but I'm going back to the hot wire cam. Crap, I ruined that. I mean, I didn't ruin it, but it's just janky looking now. I don't like it. Yeah, I'm freaking like half delirious right now, but this is going pretty good, so. Alright, put that on there. Whew. Now, is this thing dried enough for me to throw some paint on here? Probably not. Definitely not. What do we got here? Let's do a seltzer. Now we got the usual late night crew in here, it looks like. Everyone else is already like falling asleep or kind of passed out. They're just come on for about 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and they kind of dip out. Sometimes more people start joining the later I go, which is, you know, I guess you have different time zones. You guys awake? You guys still awake over there? So Ed, you're gonna be joining me on the stream, the Hella Dope stream on Sunday. So on Cali time, right on. I was just gonna say seltzer time. It's definitely seltzer time. Yeah, Jay Gonzo, it is 12:31. As you know, you are now familiar with DFW time since you were at the DFW Joe show. That was cool, man. I'm gonna be going again next year for sure. Yeah, I think it is gonna be a fun stream, Ed. I'm glad they decided to do that because I honestly wasn't sure. I mean, there's stuff to talk about, but it seemed like, you know, going the whole stream about that with just me and them would have been... It's better this way. I like it. I like it. Sounds good. I want to start painting that. I'm just gonna start clipping pieces. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I freaking love this sign. I love it. Came out super smooth. And what's cool is I didn't do it on this one, but with that new printer, I have the ability, well, both of them actually have the ability to do different colors. So I could have done the background in green and then the outline and the lettering in white or whatever. So that's super cool. And I love the texture you get from the, is it not going to show it? From the build plate. It doesn't even, you know, it doesn't show any layer lines or anything. You just get the texture from the bottom plate. So if you're smart and you design something, you can have that being the face and you won't even be able to tell that it's a 3D printed item. Although honestly, looking forward at this, it's not super obvious. You kind of got to get up on it a little bit because the lines are pretty crisp. Definitely going to try and make DFW next year. Yeah, Jay Gonzo. If I'm not a complete lazy slouch, I'll have a table. But if nothing else, I'll go there for sure. And I'll take the damn Sunday off this time so I can go to the other panels. Actual conversation with me? Yeah, Fat Red. I mean, I'm on the Clubhouse now and then. I'm sure it'll happen eventually. And, when it does, I'll have my screen button handy just in case I need that. Freaking Ed, that was funny. When Ed was like, Radnom, where's the button? Hit the button. I just realized Ed would be a perfect taxi cab driver from the 80s. James Lucas, what's up, James? Just here and relaxing. Right on. Taxi Ed, right? Completely. I like to be Bill Murray in the beginning of Stripes. I don't remember that well, Ed. I mean, I've definitely seen Stripes, but been a while. I'm sure Briscoe knows every line. Well, Briscoe, soon we're going to be doing seasonal movies. I mean, holiday season is creeping up right around the corner. We're going to be doing some Halloween stuff here pretty soon. People are going to be talking about that in about a month or so. Every year I say I mean to watch Die Hard, and I never do. I haven't watched any of the Die Hards in well over a decade. Probably, man, It's probably been close to 20 years since the last time I've seen a Die Hard movie. And I know Bruce Willis is not doing so hot right now. So I think this might be the year I need to go and watch through those. Best part about the button right now is you knew exactly. Yeah, you didn't say it. You just said, hit the button, Radnom. Hit the button. That's freaking funny. Very true, Ed. Very true. Just watched the reel about a month. Okay. F you guys, yeah. Yeah, I mean, on Saturday, it's tricky for me, too, because obviously I stream on Friday. We're also streaming on Sunday. And I have a lot of stuff that I do Saturday night just before I get on there. So I usually can't just get on at like 9. It's usually later. And then half the time when I go to finally ready to jump on, it's full. TAR Productions. What's up, man? Slowly risking around like Hudson Hog. Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I don't try to carry... You can't really have a full conversation on there anyway, though, because there's so many people. I try to be respectful. I usually don't talk too much. It's usually like get a couple of lines out, maybe a little story, and then let other people do their thing. It is somewhat funny, though, when Oz eventually gets pissed off enough when someone keeps talking over him. That happened last week, or the week before. And I've seen it happen a few other times, too. He just kind of reaches a point. Because he's usually so, like, kind of very calm and mild-mannered. And he's like, yeah, guys, all right, guys. God damn it, guys! You know, everyone gets to a point, I guess. And it's usually a bunch of people, not just, one person, but it's funny. freaking stackable trays, man. I love these things. 3D prints. Awesome. I was getting a little grumpy last week. Well, Ed, you could definitely tell he needed to smoke, and he wanted to say something, and he's waiting there. Yeah. Briscoe, I mean, doing a live stream though, it's tiring. It can be tiring. Your voice gets tired. You actually get hungry sometimes too. I gotta have a snack sometimes. With multiple people like that, it's easier on you, obviously, because you're not the only person talking. But it's not. You can't just totally zone out. Sometimes I do on here because of the nature of this stream. But your brain takes a lot of energy, and when you're reading and interacting and all that, especially if you tend to be an introverted type of person, you can kind of get wore out after a couple of hours and get cranky. Definitely. I also think he went a long time in the beginning without eating as well, which would have been a no-no for me. But Ed, you see what I'm saying about assembly? Could you imagine trying to do like 20 of these things? Oh man, I don't know about all that. This is the easy model too, not the dummy that has way more parts. Yeah, no, the stream went well, Ed. I mean, you guys did really good. I only popped on for like 3 hours. I thought about jumping on earlier, and I don't know. It's just like I have a bunch of stuff I'm doing. It's kind of hard for me to get tied down to at certain parts of the day. Yeah, I'm sure they will, Briscoe, or something. Santa's little helper's ready. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll do something. The saws look great. Thank you, James Lucas. Yeah, I mean, also, not to get too depressing, but I had a medical issue, and although it was kind of like, there was some mystery stuff going on there, but blood clots are no joke. And if you sit on your butt for a very long period of time, like I get up when I'm doing this, when I'm done with the stream, I get up, I stretch, I move around. I used to sit and game for like 15, 16 hours. And that's, when I was younger, I used to game way longer than that, probably a whole weekend. Just get up, move around a little bit, eat something, sit back down. So, yep. Your body is meant to move. You can't just sit in the same spot for super long periods of time. So it's not a great idea to just do that all the time. I like diorama, but I prefer to build with parts from garbage, also known as trash bashing. Yes, that's awesome, dude. You can make all kinds of crap from trash. And comes out really cool lots of times, too. Alright, well, we got our parts there for the Easy 13. I could start clipping the Dummy 13. But that would be crazy. Nope, might as well. I do better work in the AM than evenings. I am good at both times, but not in the middle of the day. Middle of the day needs to be nothing too creative, more, grind work. Yes, in the AM, you tend to have far less analysis paralysis than you do when you're later on in the day because your brain is very, very calm. And you don't have all that skittishness from the random thoughts of your day moving around in your head. But you can get rid of a lot of that by doing things too. You can kind of reset yourself in the middle of the day. Go for a walk alone. We talked about this before. Sit and stare at a wall for 10 minutes. Don't look at your screens. Don't look at anything stimulating. And your brain will calm down usually. It might fight you a little at first. It's going to want to tell you to get up and do something and move your body, or oh, you really got to do this, you really got to do that, you can't sit here. Well, you could sit here, but you got to get up and go, start boiling some water or throw some in the microwave or whatever. And you just got to tell all that to shut up and sit still for a little bit, and your brain will clear out a lot of that stuff. But it's like a computer that hasn't had needs the hard drive refragged again or defragged. If people even do that anymore, I don't know. Find a crick, talk to a tree. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I used to do that all the time with dioramas when I was doing more commissions. If I couldn't figure out what I was doing, or man, what should I do next, I would just go walk around apartment complex 2 times, do 2 laps, and by the time I got back, I usually had my answers on what I needed to do. But sometimes you got to be intentional with things like that. You can't just leave it to autopilot and just let your day run itself. Wow. This thing picked up like every hair in existence from the carpet. Nearsighted is where you see well near, yeah, up close. And I've always been nearsighted, but even though I'm nearsighted, as I've gotten older, it's gotten very difficult to see up close, especially with the distance lenses on. Can't see close or far, right? That's kind of where I'm at now, Ed. Getting there. I realize watching me just clip these sprue trees is not exactly exciting, but needed to be done. And I'm kind of... This is probably dry enough to paint now, but there's not going to be enough time tonight. I needed to let that dry. I almost started painting it, but it was going to be shifting things around and not a good idea. It's funny how I push things a little bit on the stream when I'm doing them, because it took me a long time to realize how important patience kind of is while doing stuff. First coat of paint almost always looks like crap. Second coat of paint almost always looks really good. Letting things dry before you do something else. All that sort of stuff. But, you know, eventually I've kind of gotten good at knowing where I can push the speed up and not. But it's usually more ideal to just let everything dry, obviously. Or you know what? I think I'm going to just combine the easy one because there's less plastic there. Yeah, now I'll keep these two separate. Gotta print another one of these. Too freaking handy. Whatever. It's 'cause you're old, Ed. Yeah, Ed knows. I was looking for a sprue rack yesterday, Fat Red, but I couldn't find one that fit. I couldn't find one at all, actually, on where I was looking, but I was thinking it would not be that difficult for me to design one that fit these specific figures, since they're trees, or the whole thing is pretty small to begin with. I do think if I was going to do a lot of these, I would go into import the file into some design software and remove the tree. While this is cool and kind of nostalgic, like clipping all these, doing this 20 times or even 10 times would be insane. I don't know if the models will stick. Obviously, the tree helps the models stick much better while printing. But I don't know. I think most of them would probably be okay. Might have some bed adhesion difficulties with the taller parts, depending on the orientation that they print. But like this one doesn't have much surface area on the bottom, and it stands up. It's printed standing. But most of these are... Oh no, this one is standing too. Yeah, I don't know. Just have to test it out. Alright, now we got all this. Ooh. Okay, so that was a slow wind down to the end of the stream. I know, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Insert button. What button? Button. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so we've been going now for 2 hours and 5 minutes. Actually made it past the 2-hour mark. That's cool, because I started pretty late. And I feel a little more awake now when I started, but I need to sleep. So thank you everyone for hanging out. I'll probably be hanging out in the chat, at least on Oz's stream tomorrow for a little bit. If I don't pop on, not sure. But I'll definitely be on Hella Dope Toys on Sunday. Ed'll be there too. Larry from A Punk with Toys should be there as well as what is Frank? I know it's Frank. Is it Realm of Toys? Excellent toy photographer on Instagram. I think he's going to be jumping on there as well. So everyone have a fantastic weekend and a fantastic week. I'll see you next week, and take care.